Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Khalif. This is Khalif Now. That is my Instagram and my Twitter handle, so make sure to give me a follow. Just some quick housekeeping. I want to say thank you to my new subscribers for subscribing to my page and checking out my commentary on some of the hot topics going on right now. It's super fun. I know my latest videos, the first one that I posted, it's like the one before the last one, which talks about the blue check and everything. I was super intense. I was yelling all into the mic, so I'm mindful of it now. I apologize, but surprisingly, that episode is actually doing better than the second one where I was more calm. But yeah, I was talking about how I bought my blue check. I sure did buy my blue check, and I had to repay for it again. Okay, for the girls who like to shade people who bought their check, I sure did buy it. I'm just joking. I'm joking. But no, for real. Thank you, subscribers, for subscribing to me and listening to my commentary, watching my channel, just studying my vibe and what I'm doing. I encourage you to watch my other videos or other videos where I'm talking about self-love and self-esteem and all types of stuff, right? Because here, under, at Khalif Now, the perfect blend, I try my best to talk about and touch on different things. And just to let you all know, I've been podcasting for a long time. The last two videos I posted are part one and part two of my audio podcast, right? So those last two videos I just posted before this one, the one that talks about the meta verified blue check situation, how people are upset about that, and the other one that talks about like Lotto, Coil Ray, and the baby taunting Megan Thee Stallion. Those videos are part one and part two of my 70th episode of my podcast called The Perfect Blend podcast. So yeah, I've actually had that podcast since 2019, and I already had like a small audience. It's just that I didn't walk into the door with a following, right? So I'm literally on camera more than ever now, surprisingly. So anyways, when I was kind of popping off. I hope y'all don't take it the wrong way. I know I was a little sassy on there. But sometimes in real life, me getting adjusted to this journalism slash influencer vibe that I'm cultivating for myself, sometimes I deal with ego a little bit from other people. I think a lot of people kind of sometimes take me as a joke. But I have more work to do. And I'm so happy that you're here, subscribing to my channel and checking me out. It is such an honor. Forgive me if I look sleepy. It's probably just my eyelashes, y'all. I would wear my glasses, but the glare from the light, honey, will get everywhere. Anyways, we are here, and I'm so excited to be back tonight. I wanted to do a quick video, chatting up. I don't know why my timer keeps stopping. Lord, I'm trying to time myself, y'all. The timer just keeps stopping for some reason. I don't understand why that keeps happening tonight. But I wanted to do a quick video talking about being happy for other people and managing your ego, right? And this was something that literally was just on my heart. And because I think that we don't talk about this enough. I think that there are some people who are brave enough to actually talk about it, but there are a lot of people who kind of keep this under wraps and they don't ever want to be like vulnerable and talk about that, right? There are times in my life where I had these extreme goals, right? And I thought I was that one. I thought I was this one, you know. And what I've learned through maturing and throughout the years is that everyone wants to, and it's so funny. I'm taking this idea from another YouTuber, and I forgot their name, and I apologize. I'm not trying to steal your idea, but this one YouTuber who I was watching, she was saying how everybody wants to be a Beyonce. Everybody is that girl, right? Everyone is Beyonce, right? And we can't ever be happy for other people, or we can't ever just wait our turn, whatever that means, or just understand that life has ebbs and flows, right? Especially in our careers or us having our moments of happiness, right? And every day is not a day of success. And I think that even for me, when I look at social media, I could just speak for myself. Social media is a highlight reel that, all of us participate in. And there are times where you might feel like, ooh, like I'm that one. I'm that one. You know what I mean? And the reason I'm talking about this is because I was thinking about that last video, and I was like, oh, I hope nobody think I'm like mad or nothing like that, because I'm not mad. but when it comes to doing the work and as far as speaking up and stuff, I've been doing that like on a local level. And there are just times where I've been challenged by people who don't respect what I do, and they don't respect my form of advocacy, and that's something that I think that all the girls deal with. I think all of us deal with that if we put ourselves out there, right, regardless if we're popular or not. So I think with my last video, it was my way of just asserting and establishing myself, because I've there are things that occur in these various like spaces, right? Like for me, I'm like, stepping into this journalist lane where I'm actually working on my degree in journalism, and I start, in the summertime. So for me, there are times where I'm just like, no, like, let me talk about what I've done, because I think like, people in my actual real life who are watching me don't always understand that. And it was just my way of also reasserting to myself, like, girl, no, like, you definitely have been advocating well before this was a thing, and now that we live in an age where people, careers are built off of this, which is totally fine. I just had to assert myself. That's all that was. So I hope nobody took it as me being like cocky or like popping my, but it was just me, having confidence in myself and just saying like, no, like I've been doing this. Y'all just don't know me yet. You know what I mean? So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the last video. I hope it was entertaining for you. Once again, I apologize because in one of my last videos, I was screaming into the damn mic. It was the one where I was talking about the verified blue checks. I had the mic this close for no reason, so I apologize for y'all ears. But thank you for watching. I think y'all like that. But I'm sitting here like, oh my God, like I hope they don't think I'm like a mean person. Because, putting yourself out there is a lot. Anyways, back to the topic. Being happy for other people. I have learned that we are all in our own trajectory, right? It doesn't matter what career field that you're in. Um, and this is something that I've always known, but I think I'm relearning it again. You know, um, Everybody has their time, right? So, for example, me, like I had to learn how to manage my ego, right? Manage my thoughts, manage my negative self-talk. Like, let's say that if you are in the same field as someone, right? And that person is, or those people, it's not, this is not me subbing, I'm just saying hypothetically, those people are super, super succeeding, or they appear to be successful. um, just be happy for them, right? Because this could apply for any field. It's not just this influencer journalism media BS, right? This applies for every field. And it's so funny because I met with a friend of mine, and I'm not gonna say any names, but she was just telling me her story and everything, and how she got into this like journalism type industry thing, right? The media industry. And she was saying, she was telling me how she would like to think that there could be more than one person, right, who was doing their thing. But she was like, unfortunately, when it comes to other black people in these spaces, the mentality is very much so, there can only be one. And she was like, I know that people always say there could be more than one, but she was like, when you're really in it, it can't be more than one. And as I heard her say that, I was like, dang, like, is it really like that? Is it that cutthroat? But, I totally received what she was saying because she was being honest about her experience. But I also was like, I wish it wasn't that way. And for me, like, I just remain supportive because I'm just like, like, I don't want to have that mentality. And I'm not saying that I never have. I think we all have. I think that if you are in any of these like commentary journalism or any of these spaces, ego is definitely a thing, right? But with any field, it's important if you have associates or friends, it's important to just support them. That's it. Because people work hard, and you don't, like, for me, like, I don't know what this other person has dealt with behind closed doors to get where they are. I don't know what they've seen. And in return, like, they might not know what I've been through. You know what I mean? And it's important for us, and not even just with our career lives. Sometimes in life you have friends who are probably getting into relationships, right? They're probably starting relationships. They're probably, having children, things like that. And for me, like, I'm like, I never really wanted to have kids and stuff like that. That's not my thing. But even if I did, I would still be happy. Like for me, I want to see other people win genuinely. Um, and it's important whenever because here's the thing, envy is something that we all feel. Let me backpedal here. When it comes to managing our ego, envy is something that we all feel. And what we have to understand is that the world doesn't owe us anything. No one owes us anything, right? No one is going to give you anything in this world. We have to do the work and work hard. And I know that, and I might get some pushback if people want to comment because I'm still a new YouTuber. People say like, do the work and work hard, and we all understand that there are other factors outside of doing the work, right? It's not just about doing the work. It's also about who you know, your contacts, your luck, your opportunity, your time, your timing. By the higher one, by God, Allah, whoever the higher up above, your timing. And I think that once we understand how our energy works, once we understand how it's important for us to remain aligned and balance ourselves out, like I've had situations where I was misunderstood, right? I've had situations where I thought someone was looking down on me because they said certain things, and or they probably carried themselves a certain way, or probably didn't want to associate with me, or probably didn't give me the time of day because they felt that I wasn't on their level, which in some cases that has happened to me, in these in this town, right? In this town full of influencers and media people and everyone who's chasing the lights. And when I say the light, I mean everyone wants a career, everyone wants to be someone, right? um I've dealt with that, um and I feel like I'm going to continue to deal with that. And I think that this is where self-awareness comes in, y'all. Like, and this is not just for this field, it's for any field, right? If you have friends or associates who are doing their thing, we have to constantly like practice just being focusing on self and being in our own lane. Like, I'm at a point right now where I don't see nobody. You get what I'm saying? I'm at a point where I'm just like, look, I'm doing me. Like, I can congratulate everyone. I'm rooting for everybody, but I'm trying to really do me and, like create my vibe. You know what I mean? So it's important for us whenever we feel those feelings of like, oh, did I miss my prime, or did I miss my time, or this person has this and I don't. We have to go back and re-examine where that comes from. Like, you have to go back. Like, if you feel that way about someone who's they probably have the partner that they want, or the children that they want, or the career that they want, or whatever they have, or they probably lost the weight that they wanted to lose. If you feel some type of way, you got to go back and re-examine where that comes from, and know that you can also do things for yourself. Because here's one thing: we won't get anywhere if we're hating on people. When you hate on someone, that energy is so powerful. It's the weirdest thing, but it's powerful and actually hurting you. You get what I mean? And that's for me. Like, that's why I try my best to manage my ego. I try to practice gratitude. I try to check myself, because it comes up. You might be in a down season in your life, and you see someone who's climbing and they doing their thing, and it's like, dang, like, how are they doing this? Like, and I'm sitting here just miserable, right? When you have those feelings, you gotta check yourself. You know what I mean? You gotta check yourself and be like, look, like, I'm doing me. Look, this is just where I'm at right now. I got to do what I got to do. And it's up for me to take action and pick myself up and do what I have to do to get where I need to be. If this means waking up earlier, if this means me exercising, if this means me writing things down, I have to figure out how to get structure and discipline in my life. And this doesn't mean that we're going to get it right every day, because we won't. We won't get it right every day. Even me, I still struggle with that. But I get up, and when I do struggle, I try my best to correct it, check it, and get back to task. You get me? I try. And I think that that's where that resilience comes in. Like, that's where you want to be. You always want to be on the side of, look, I tried. I at least did one thing today that'll help my future. I at least caught myself out when I had that negative thought, or when I thought someone had something that I wanted. We all have that. I mean, especially in this age, we live in an age where people are getting things fast. People are getting success fast. People are buying blue checks like me. I'm a mess. you know, But, we live in an age where some people have it easier than others. And for me, that's why I made my last video, because I was like, look, I'm not going to be mad at the game. The game is what it is. I can't control it. All I can do is show up and be Khalif. That's all I could do. That's all I could do, literally. I can't be upset about things. And when I get upset, I got to check myself because no one owes me shit. It's just how it is. You have to do the work and work hard, and not expect things. And I think that, oh, sorry, I don't like this lighting. I think that sometimes we forget that. But this is a part of being human. Like this is literally a part. Sorry, I'm sitting all crazy. This is a part of being human, y'all. Like this is a part of the human experience. This is a part of life. You're gonna have down seasons. You're gonna have up seasons. Life is never this thing of constantly winning, although it looks that way online. You're gonna have down times in your career, and I know that I say this, but even as I'm saying it, I'm reminding myself to like just keep grinding, you know? And whenever I lose balance, to rebalance and recalibrate myself, which is something that I actually have to practice, you know? So take that for what that is, y'all. If you're striving in life and if you are wondering when your time will come, whatever that may mean, if you're looking for a moment, we have to understand that all of these moments are a part of our journey. All of them are. Every single moment, every living, breathing moment is a part of where we want to be. It's about our energy. It's about our alignment with self. It's about us continuously recalibrating and balancing ourselves out whenever we get knocked down within self, right? That's, to me, like that's how you remain happy for other people and you manage your ego, right? Because I think that, and it's so funny, I was watching the Angie Martinez in Real Life podcast, Taraji P. Henson, and she said something so beautiful. I wish I knew how to insert the clip because I don't know how to insert clips yet, y'all. I gotta work on my editing. But watch that. They were talking about ego, and she was like, because Angie was like, ego is a bad thing. That's a bad thing to have. And Taraji, she was like, no, ego is actually a good thing to have. The negative piece of that is when you don't manage that ego. That is where things go left. That is where things go left. Because she was like, who are you to think that you walk in the door and you say that you're the best? She was like, none of us are the best. And she was like, study all the people who said they were the best and you see how they're going out or how they went out. And they were talking about people in the industry, you know what I mean? And I was like, wow. So she was all like, that's, if you are running around saying that you are the end all be all or the ultimate best, that is not of God. Like that is of something else or higher power. I know some people don't believe in God, but higher power, source, whatever we want to call it, or God or spirit or whatever. She was saying, if you were running around with that high of an ego that you cannot check yourself and you think that you were just the absolute best, that is not of positive. That's not of God. You know what I mean? She said something around the lines of that. And when she said that, that really stuck out to me. I was like, dang, that's some real shit. Because there are people who have everything that they want in this world. There are people who have the careers that they want. They have the family, and they feel so empty. They are so unhappy. They have no soul. They feel like something is still missing. You know what I mean? And honestly, we could probably theorize or hypothesize why that is, or try to critique or analyze what that may mean. It might mean that they just don't feel fulfilled. you know I don't get it though. Like there are some people who have certain things, but they're just so unhappy, and I'm like, how are you so unhappy? But I guess it's something missing there. It's something in there, right? I guess they're not checking themselves, they're not tuning in, they're not tapping into self. So it's important for us to practice being happy for other people, because to me, that's also practicing gratitude. I think when we literally practice being happy for other people, that's a form of practicing gratitude. It's a form of practicing positivity. And it's so funny. I was talking to another friend of mine after I watched this Angie Martinez Taraji in Real Life podcast, the Taraji episode. And I love that. I always go back and watch it because it's just so eye opening. Um, I told another friend of mine a few weeks ago, I was like, you know what's so funny? Like, it's actually hard to be positive, and it's so easy to be negative. It's easy to be negative. It's easy to let those voices or the negativity get to you. It's easy to let something affect you. But the hardest part some days is to be positive. And practicing positivity is a practice. It is. And this is not me trying to be on some toxic positive thing, but what I'm saying is that if you actually put into practice, like, look, this is a bigger picture situation, let me practice my gratitude and genuinely be happy for my associates or my colleagues or friends or whoever it may be. I legit live and breathe and practice that. And when I have a human moment of like, oof, my ego gets out of whack and I don't want to check myself, or I get a little pompous, because some people are very pompous. Some people, I guess that's the right word, pompous. Some people are very cocky. And it's nothing wrong with being confident, but in my opinion, I do think there's something wrong with being cocky. Like, if you think that you are just the end all be all, um, but it's also another thing to be confident, and I don't think there's anything wrong with being confident in what you do. Like, if you know that you are a bad bitch, and you, sorry for using the B word, YouTube, but you are a baddie in your field or in your career, stand in that 10 toes down. Stand in that 10 toes down. But life has a way of humbling all of us. And if we're not happy for other people, how are we really going to be happy for ourselves when we get our time to really be in the prime of our careers? Because or prime in our life, the prime of our life, not just our careers, our family, all of that. um when I get into that prime, which I feel like I'm like at the beginning stages of it, for me, I just want to be aligned and happy, period. Like, I want to relish and enjoy everything, whatever that may mean. Like, that, if that means me hopefully getting 1,000 subscribers one day. I'm already at 73, and I'm so grateful and humble for that. I'm like, oh, if I get to 1,000, I'm gonna relish in that, because I worked hard. And this has not been easy, because I didn't start off on camera like, everyone else in the YouTube game. Like, I started off with the audio thing, and I just did it because I loved it. I did it because I was like, I think I could do this. Like, I think I got something special. You know what I mean? And and I've had people criticize. I've had to get comfortable with people criticizing me and kind of projecting onto me, and that's something that I actively have to do, because it happens a lot, even in my day-to-day life. Like, I have people who will kind of say certain things, and I'm like, girl, you don't even understand how this goes. Like, shut up. You know what I mean? But it's also me also having to be open to critical feedback, and listening to which feedback will actually help me and which feedback actually doesn't help me, right? um and this is a form of art for me. This is a form of storytelling for me. you know um and for example, you could be in a whole other field. Let's say if you want to be an engineer or like be a nurse or something like that. You have people who are probably succeeding, or they're probably climbing up. You got to just really tune into self and actually do the work as well. And this is where it does go back to doing the work. Like, you can have connections all day long, but if you're sitting down being jealous or being envious and not checking your ego and not checking in on yourself and being self-aware of what you're emitting and the frequencies that you're throwing out, the negative self-talk that you have in your head, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. You're going to shoot yourself in the foot. You're spending your time around not, wondering why something is not happening, instead of just doing things to make things happen for yourself. You know? So that's the end of this video here. I didn't even expect it to be this long, but I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope that this video touches someone. This was something that was just on my mind, and I was like, let me get in and record this. I know my eyes probably look crazy, y'all. Oh, let's go get my laundry, but I really love these eyelashes. These are some cute lashes, y'all. I love these. But yeah, sorry, I'm looking at the camera. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. And to my subscribers, once again, I'm going to say it for like the fourth time, I appreciate y'all for coming and watching me. We're going to get into some commentary stuff. I'm going to give you some of that. I'm going to give you some of that commentary, some of that celebrity commentary and stuff like that. And I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoy. I know my last video was so chaotic, and I was very like, "Grr," But I really hope you enjoy, and I hope that we can continue to grow together and facilitate a relationship with each other. Because for me, like, I want to show that, like, you can do a lot of different things. Like, we can still educate each other, but also kiki. You feel me? So we could still talk about life and talk about these things, right? So that's what brought me, sorry for being all over the place. That's what motivated me to do this particular video, because was like, no, we really have to practice being happy for other people. Like, that's something that I actively do, and I always tell myself, like, look, like, I can also succeed in other things. Like, there are times in life where I have had to literally, like, be my own cheerleader because no one else believed in what I was trying to do, right? Like, you don't see a lot of us, like, black trans women. I mean, now you see it now. There are a lot of us who are pursuing higher education now. But I'm saying, like, there was a time where we all didn't really, like, have the access that we do now. We all didn't really have the platforms that we do now, right? Um, so, like, growing up, I didn't believe. I didn't. I was like, oh, I could actually go to school. I could actually, like, try to do something with my life. Um, I could try to, like, I'm not saying that if you go to school, that means you're doing something with your life, because school is not for everybody. So I'm fully aware of that. School is not for everybody. School is not the end all be all. School does not promise you a career, doesn't promise you anything. So I'm not one of those people who buy into that. School is a risk. It is. And I think that depending on how you succeed, your connections and, like, your work ethic and things like that, that's what will determine, like, your success and your what's the word? Your retribution, is that the right word? Or your, what do you receive when you graduate? Like, what I'm trying to say is, like, that will determine, like, the payoff, right? The return, the return on your investment. Yes, the return on your investment. So, just stay strong, y'all. Like, I know I have some listeners who were, like, non-binary, trans, who are women, cis women, cis people. Like, we can still have these real moments and really connect, on this level. Like, every video is, like, not just about, like, my identity. Like, I'm a full person, full self, so this particular video, I really wanted to, like, do this because it was on my mind and it was on my heart. Anyways, this was so fun. I was supposed to wrap it up like 10 minutes ago, but thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, drop down below. I want y'all to get a little bit more interactive. I'm praying that y'all could, like, comment. Just comment more. I will be back soon with some more videos. And this was fun. Thank you.